said I wouldn't get to kill anything at the vegan dinner, but I'm killing it.
There's tons of great food that's in this region.
How lucky are we to have places like this in our community?
Right, but they're all different. They're all completely different.
Do you care where I set up my kitchen?
I'll work around you, but remember, keep it nice and neat, and I brought tablecloths for you to put it when it's showtime. I'm gonna set up the wine table. So one table is gonna be for the wine.
You need a whole table for complaining? Okay, I gotta go. We're setting up a vegan feast here at our good friends, the Stevanus family. So we've been dealing with Linda and Dale Stevanus for almost 20 years probably. They used to come see me at Benjamin's and St. Jacob's after the farmer's market, and I would just kind of buy everything they had left over at an agreeable price for everyone. We meet in the spring. We discuss what types of things we want to plant. They're awesome friends to have. Every year we do a party for their CSA members and do this huge vegan feast out here. So we had the idea to do a smaller one, a little more fine dining style for about 25 people with wine pairings. We have a really nice evening dinner out here. So I'm here early to just start setting up the tents and the tables and unpack and get the fire going. And everyone else will be joining us around 3 from the restaurant, and we'll get cooking, and then the guests get here at 6:30. So we're here to do a vegan feast. I did bring a different t-shirt, and I was cooking burgers in this morning, so it's fully like pork fat laden.
What's the most important thing to know about making a fire outside?
Well, to make sure you have lots of wood, and I know this doesn't look like much, but when trying to make an oven outside, like these cinder blocks are great because you can really trap in some heat and they'll hold a bit of heat. And then of course I brought my handy dandy tiger torch or whatever they call these things, so that'll help us.
Did you light the fire?
It's not working yet, but it's gonna work soon.
So what do you think the issue was?
Well, that I'm just trying to start logs on fire with the torch and no kindling at all, like a real city slicker. So I'm gonna put a little more like small matter in there that'll catch, and then we'll have a fire soon, and that'll look like lesson.
How did you choose which hat to wear today?
This is like autumn weather.
Okay. Yeah, I can see there's smaller ones in here. Bench drying. I dug them and washed them this morning. It used to be a sheep pen. Yeah, they're all washed and ready to go.
Okay, let me get back and unload this stuff, think on it. Because I don't want to have any wastage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all the food, our fire's going. It's like 2:30, so my troops should be here soon. And then we'll start cooking. And we have to go find 50 sticks in the woods for our first course. Our first course is like a grill your own kebab. So soon we'll have to forage for sticks, which will be fun. That'll be a good time. We're out foraging for marshmallow roasting sticks, or potato roasting sticks, I should say. And we've come across what we think is the perfect solution. These asparagus that have, of course, like overgrown from the spring, so they stop picking them in the spring and then they let them grow into the kind of bush they become, drop all their seeds, and they've done their work. So Dale's okay if I come along and cut about 50 of these guys down, because they're really nice and stiff and wiry, and I think the guests will get a kick out of roasting potatoes on spent asparagus sticks. So my next task is to cut about 50 of these guys down and trim off all the branches, and we'll be set to go. Pampas grass my ass. I'm gonna start the fire up a little louder. People are gonna show up soon. We ordered secret pizzas, so they're on their way too. Things are looking good. The wine showed up, so we're What else could we be waiting for?
Wow.
Yeah. We're really lucky to have Rosewood Wine with us here today as well. We have Ryan and Kyle here. Ryan's the winemaker from the winery. So again, I'd like to thank them for coming. It's a really busy time, so it means a lot. Ryan, do you want to speak briefly about...
Yeah. Wine has been made for centuries, but all these products that would make a wine considered non-vegan now are relatively new. For some reason, there's up to 150 different products that you can add to a wine. For whatever reason, wine and beer are really the only products that we ingest that aren't required to list their ingredients on the label. There are fining agents and additives that help speed up this process that are derived from animals. They either come from fish, like the swim bladder of a fish, or from egg whites, which can help soften red wines. Casein, which is a milk protein, can be added. But these are relatively new things, and like I said, wine has been made for centuries. So just because we can do something, in my opinion, doesn't mean that we should. What we're looking at is trying to build a healthy microbial life within our land to create delicious grapes as a byproduct, but also a sustainable vineyard. If there's natural wines and conventional wines, we're kind of like right here. My personal philosophy in winemaking and grape growing is don't do anything to a wine that you're not willing to admit to your consumer.
Guys, next course is the squash course. This is sort of the entree tonight. We're doing 2 sweet courses after this. The seeds that we roasted and made the pesto out of, there's quite a lot of salt on them. And that was by design so that you can kind of drag those pumpkin seeds into that sort of bland squash and enjoy them together. There's the pesto on the bottom, which is really garlicky and nice and pesto. And then a few red chilies on the side of the plate. They're sort of on the side, they're sort of mixed in there as well. For me, if I'm gonna eat vegan, it's gotta be salty, sweet, and spicy and all those things. Otherwise, it's no good. And then a crispy sweet potato, because that's the other thing. Something needs to be deep fried. So that was my lovely wife's advice when she read the menu, was like, put something deep fried on it. So the sweet potato chip, just to give you that sort of addictive crunch and flavor that you'll keep going back for. So enjoy, thank you.
All right, everybody think happy thoughts. It worked.
Nice.
What do we have here, Nick?
Or roasted whole pumpkin. So this boy was in the corner of the fire there for probably 4 hours, 3 hours. Just sort of steaming, roasting away. So as you can see, pretty dark on the outside, but in the inside's like beautiful, beautiful golden color. We just took it off now, cut her open, scooped it out, took the seeds out, and just scooped pieces of the flesh onto the plate. There's some candied pecans on top of that, some sponge toffee, a little bit of a flaky puff pastry, and then just some maple syrup poured on top. So like sugar on sugar with the pumpkin as a base. It should sort of bring memories of like a pecan pumpkin pie. And that sort of sums up the night. That's the last of the food, so enjoy, and thank you guys. That went well, I think. We got happy vegans. They're well fed. Lots of great wine. Rosewood really killed it tonight. It was awesome. Food was cooked. We did it. Everything seemed to go well. I'd do it again. I think it was a great time. Thanks for coming along. What are we doing?